I'm traveling the Scandinavia for the last couple of days with a group of friends. All are entrepreneurs, and we had some very excited conversations. Let me discuss the US-China tariff war and its global implications and the emergence of India as a favored player. Now, this was a hot topic on our tour, so let me discuss a few points which we all realized during our internal conversations. Friends, the tariff war is a global reset that we are all witnessing because every country in the world is facing some realizations about it directly or indirectly. The world is witnessing a silent storm, a war without bullets but with global consequences. And this is not just about trade, it's about power, influence, and the reshaping of the global economy. Now, this is the new tariff war. It's a conversation on every table, it's a conversation on every interaction across the world. Let me discuss scene one. China, the giant under pressure. Friends, China, once the unmatched manufacturing hub of the world, is feeling the squeeze. The US has imposed steep tariffs as high as 145% on Chinese goods. The exports are slowing, factories are cutting back, companies are moving operations to other countries, and this is happening at a very rapid pace, much faster than what everybody anticipated. Even China's strategic Belt and Road Initiative is under pressure as debt-ridden countries struggle to repay their infrastructure loans. Friends, the world is beginning to push back, and that's what everybody is realizing. Come to scene two. India, the emerging manufacturing force, is what the world is witnessing. While China slows down, India is stepping up. India has imposed its own trade restrictions on Chinese products to protect domestic industries and create self-reliance within the massive country of India. Now, global giants like Apple, Foxconn, and Samsung are shifting manufacturing to India. India's electronics exports crossed $20 billion last year, which is a clear sign of growing confidence in India and Indians. With lower cost and favorable policies, India is becoming a strong alternative to China for global supply chains. Now, these are all aspects that we really need to absorb well as entrepreneurs operating out of India. Let me discuss scene three, the United States, protection with consequences. Friends, the United States launched the tariff war to protect its own industries. But tariffs also brought unintended consequences. Prices of goods have risen crazily in the US. Business investments have slowed down. And while the aim was to bring manufacturing back, progress has been uneven and inflation is crazily rising within the US. The tariff war has created pressure at home for everybody in the US. Let me discuss the scene 4, Europe, where I am currently, touristing. Europe is stuck in the middle. Europe finds itself caught in the middle. On one side, US tariff affects exports, and on the other, Chinese dumping of cheap goods is threatening local industries in Europe. European steel and automotive sectors are already under some tremendous strain from quite some time. The EU is demanding new protections and support as trade tensions are escalating. For Europe, my friends, this is not just economic, it is pure strategic also. Let me discuss scene 5. The global supply chains. A massive shift is happening across the world. Across the globe, the supply chains are being realigned. Many countries are reducing their dependency on China. At least 40 nations have implemented trade restrictions or increased tariffs on Chinese products. This decoupling is pushing businesses to explore new markets, and India is rising as a top choice for the rest of the world. The world is entering a new era of distributed manufacturing and regional alliances, and we are witnessing this happening very rapidly, absolutely every part of the world. Let me discuss scene 6, China's strategy about loans and dependencies. Friends, China's infrastructure loans to developing countries were not just generous, they were intentional and they were strategic. By building roads, ports, and railways, China hoped to create new markets for its exports. But now, with rising global debt concerns and pushback against dependency, that strategy is facing resistance. The influence is getting weaker as we speak, weaker by the day. Let me discuss the scene number 7, India's infrastructure plan, the road ahead. Friends, India is preparing for the opportunity. In the next 5 years, India plans massive investments in infrastructure. 50,000 kilometers of new expressways are in the pipeline. Mega ports are under the Sagarmala project. 400 new Vande Bharat trains and modernized railway terminals are being constructed as we speak. Multimodal logistics parks and economic corridors are being created as we speak. All are aimed at reducing transport costs, increasing speed, and attracting global investors. Friends, India is not just preparing to compete, it's preparing to lead as a prominent leader in global economics. The tariff war is more than headlines and numbers. It's the beginning of a global transformation, a reshaping of trade, a redistribution of power, and in this changing world, nations that adapt will rise. India is ready. Is the world watching? Is the question to be asked. This is Agnello Rajesh, creating this video at a beautiful mall here in Copenhagen, Denmark. Bye for now.